Happy 42nd birthday to Aaron Rodgers. Born December 2, 1983, the same day that the iconic Thriller music video premiered. How about that for a little piece of trivia that I just happened to find on Google as I was confirming that Aaron Rodgers' birthday is today and not tomorrow. For some reason, I thought it was tomorrow. So, what football-related gift, Devin, would you give to Aaron Rodgers?
No, I'm not dare going first. This is your moment. What gift are you giving Aaron Rodgers? I can respond. I'll respond after. This is about you. This is your moment.
I'm giving him, the old Monopoly game where you'd have the get out of jail free card. I would give him like a card that is unlimited interceptions that don't count against your touchdown to interception ratio. So he'll just come out and throw the ball down the field. His claim to greatness is this gaudy touchdown to interception ratio that is off the charts, and he doesn't want to diminish that. So I would get him a dispensation for like his next 30 interceptions. They don't count. Just go throw the ball down the field and go for it. Does that work?
I would just get him tickets. Let's go over to the Cosm. We'll pull up the greatest hits of Aaron Rodgers. We'll sit back. We'll grab a drink. We'll watch it. Aaron, don't worry about this year. Everything they're saying, you're certified. You're good. You're turning 42 years old. We're talking about playing football. You've already won, Aaron. It's all good, man.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching.
Back to the NFL. The Steelers continued their downward spiral on Sunday with a pitiful effort against the Bills. The defense couldn't stop anyone on the ground, giving up nearly 250 yards. Aaron Rodgers just playing with a broken wrist, broken nose. I don't even know what was going on. Taped up. All of it bad. Completed less than half of his passes. Lost a fumble that went for a Bills touchdown. But Rodgers was not letting his receivers off the hook post-game. Here's Rodgers.
When there's film sessions, everybody shows up. And when I check to a route, you do the right route, Like John and I just weren't on the same page. I checked to his in breaker and he ran out breaker. John is a true professional, so I'm sure he's sick about that. But I threw a ball I thought was going to get hit by the wind, and it was 4 yards over Roman. So that's a throw. I got to make that throw. But, we have our meetings every week. We have other opportunities outside of the facility, and look forward to seeing all the boys there.
Not all is lost. Steelers are still tied atop that division, but since Week 8, 22 quarterbacks have made at least 5 starts. Rodgers ranks last among those 22 quarterbacks in total QBR and passing yards. Rodgers also thrown for fewer than 200 yards in each of his last 3 starts. Also, today is his 42nd birthday. So I'm sorry to do this to you, Aaron Rodgers, but has the signing by Aaron Rodgers in Pittsburgh been a little bit of a failure?
When you said little bit of a failure.
Well, I made it nicer.
Yeah, because it's a birthday. Well, happy birthday. But yeah. I will say this. I'm not going to say it's a failure I would say the expectations for this team have not been met. But I would say if I was going to assign any portion of a failure to the Pittsburgh Steelers, it would be to their defense. I mean, if this has been the most disappointing group in the NFL probably for the entire season. When you think about, listen, y'all, they gave up 250 yards rushing against the Bills. 51 rushing attempts. 51. Like most teams get about 56 plays a game. They got 70 plays. Like you're going out there knowing it's going to be an onslaught. This has not been a team where any expectations have been met on the other side. Aaron Rodgers was supposed to be brought in as a basic placeholder. Like, just don't lose us games, and we will take this thing. We'll win the division. We'll do it. And they started out fast. And what you have seen is the fatigue of the defense, lack of a run game, lack of explosive plays, and to blame it all on one player. Again, there's enough blame to go around, in my opinion.
Jeff, you can speak to this a little better than I can, but Bill Parcells, Tom Coughlin, their offensive philosophy was to go into a game and try to get 50 runs plus completions.
Yes.
The Buffalo Bills got 51 runs.
Runs.
That is insane. And if they had 51 runs, 50 of them were belly, inside zone.
Oh.
That's all they were doing.
Oh.
They were making them love it.
Same
it was
play.
the same play over and over and over again. Just put it on a loop.
Yeah.
It was an absolute embarrassment. It's the most rushing yards that a Steelers team has given up in Pittsburgh in the last 50 years.
Yeah.
They got embarrassed.
Yes.
They got out physical. They got manhandled.
Yeah.
All of the adjectives you want to use. And Aaron Rodgers, when he got up from that Joey Bosa hit at the beginning of the third quarter, was the personification of the state of affairs for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Steelers Nation, gather around, because this is the moment where the entire identity of the Pittsburgh Steelers shifts. This is a turning point in a season that has demanded toughness, demanded resilience, and demanded answers from every corner of this roster. And today, Steelers fans woke up to news that could redefine this offense heading into the most crucial stretch of the year. Pittsburgh has officially signed former All-Pro wide receiver Adam Thielen, a veteran who has walked through pressure, expectations, injuries, criticism, and still managed to carve out a career filled with leadership, production, and unwavering professionalism. And now, in what may be his final NFL season, he arrives in Pittsburgh with one mission: help this team fight its way back into contention. The timing could not be more dramatic. This move comes as the Steelers are preparing for a must-win game against the Baltimore Ravens, the same team that demolished Pittsburgh in last year's playoff meeting, rushing for almost 300 yards and exposing every weakness in a defense that simply ran out of answers. That loss forced Pittsburgh to rebuild the trenches, restock the front seven, and draft Derek Harmon, a young defensive weapon who quickly became the anchor of their run defense before going down with a knee injury. His absence has been felt every single week, and now just days before facing a Ravens offense built around power, speed, and control, Harmon has officially been ruled out again. But today's story is not about what the Steelers have lost, it is about what they still have and what they just gained. Because even with injuries stacking, even with questions swirling, Mike Tomlin made it clear this week that this team has no interest in folding. Everyone else questionable is fighting to get back. Everyone else is preparing to push through. And now, Thelen joins a wide receiver room starving for help, consistency, and a veteran presence that can settle this offense when everything becomes chaotic. Let's look at the truth. Calvin Austin Jr. has explosive speed, but has struggled with costly mistakes. Roman Wilson, a talented third-round pick, has flashed promise but is still learning how to dominate NFL defenders. DK Metcalf remains the only consistent threat through the air, but defenses are doubling him, bracketing him, and forcing Rodgers to look elsewhere. And when an offense becomes predictable, when young players start pressing, when timing breaks down, a quarterback like Rodgers needs a veteran who understands spacing, leverage, situational awareness, and how to win the small battles that keep drives alive. That is exactly what Adam Thielen brings. This is not the 2017 or 2018 version of Thelen, the Pro Bowl star who racked up 2,600 yards and dominated defenses with elite route running and red zone precision. But even last season in Carolina, before the injury, he was on pace for another 1,000-yard year. Even this season, despite limited opportunities in Minnesota, he showed flashes of that trusted reliability. And now with Rodgers, a quarterback who thrives with intelligent, disciplined receivers, Thielen fits perfectly into what Pittsburgh desperately needs: stability. Standing at 6'2", weighing 195 pounds, with the versatility to line up outside or in the slot, Thielen can give Rodgers exactly what this offense has been missing: a chain mover, a possession receiver, a player who has been in every situation imaginable and who will not shrink in December. Whether it's 3rd and 6, the red zone, or late in the fourth quarter, Thielen is a player Rodgers can lean on while the younger wideouts continue to grow into their roles. And don't underestimate the emotional impact this move has on the locker room. When a franchise signs a veteran who still believes he has something left to give, it sends a message: we are not done. We are not giving up. We are pushing forward with everything we have. And that mentality matters, especially heading into a Ravens matchup that will test every inch of this roster. Baltimore will try to run the ball, control the clock, and overwhelm a front seven still working to replace Harmon's presence. They will try to attack the secondary, test communication, and dictate the pace of the game. But Pittsburgh knows exactly what is at stake. This rivalry has always been about toughness, response, and identity, and if there was ever a week to show who the Steelers really are, it is this one. New weapons, new urgency, new challenges, and an opportunity to rewrite the narrative that Baltimore has tried to impose on this franchise. So, Steelers Nation, the question now becomes simple. Do you believe this team can rise from the adversity, lean on its veterans, adjust its game plan, and strike back in the AFC North race? Can Adam Thielen and Aaron Rodgers build chemistry fast enough to ignite this offense? Can the defense hold strong without Harmon and force Baltimore to play left-handed? I want to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment, hit the like button to support the channel, and subscribe to Steelers Nation Wire so you never miss an update as this team battles down the stretch. The fight is not over. The story is not finished. Pittsburgh still has every chance to flip this season into something unforgettable.